Naraka Bladepoint has recently went free to play, and you may be wondering what kind of PC you need to run this game at a competitive level. So, in this video I will be showing you guys all the components I've been trying out for the last 2 years, and in my opinion, what is the best for this game. Of course, I know some really talented players that don't have an insane PC, but do extremely well at this game. But if you're just an average player like me, and you wanna know what component to buy for your PC if you wanna do an upgrade for Naraka, then this video is for you. So first off, we will start by the SSD. This game needs an SSD because if you install it on something else than an SSD, it will be lagging and you may experience in-game crashes. So I would highly advise you to buy an SSD, even it's only 250 GB. You can only install Naraka on it and nothing else. So yeah. Then next up we will be talking about a mechanical keyboard. Of course, this game uses your hands. You need to do a lot of combos. You need to be very clean on the inputs, and mechanical keyboard have like fast responsive time. So I would definitely advise you to buy a mechanical keyboard between $50 and $100. As well as the mechanical keyboard, you need a good mouse. So I would advise to buy a gaming mouse, around $50. Then next up we will be talking about the CPU. CPU is the most important thing in Naraka, because this game is CPU based, which means it uses mainly your CPU instead of your GPU. Now, a lot of people are gonna say Naraka is not optimized. It's true that it's not optimized, but because it uses a lot of CPU, and most people don't know which CPU is good for Naraka. So if you are looking to upgrade your CPU, I would advise you to look for Intel 12th gen or more. I've tried the Intel i5 13th gen and it worked really good on Naraka. I was having a lot of FPS with no frame drop. Also, if you're with AMD, I would advise you to look for a CPU with X3D at the end. Do not buy any other CPU than X3D. It might be good, but X3D V-Cache for Naraka is the best. So there is the 5800 X3D, or there is like the 7000 X3D. I would definitely advise you to buy one of them. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive than the Intel, but you will have almost the same results. Now with those CPU, they do heat up a lot in Naraka because, for example, if you play trios, you have a lot of entities to load. For example, in last circles, everybody's shooting with cannon or muskets or bow, so you have a lot of things to load. And if you don't want to go below 60 FPS in last circle, then you need to have a good cooler as well. So you can either buy a water cooling or for example, this cooler. This cooler has like double fan and a lot of metal around it. Now, this is better than a regular cooler because the double fan helps with airflow and fluid mechanics. And the more metal you have in the cooler, the better it will be because it helps the heat spread out. So I'm not gonna go into too much details, but there's a lot of fluid mechanics into this type of object. Anyway, moving on will be the GPU. Now, everybody thinks GPU is important in gaming. Well, not for Naraka at least. I was testing a GTX 1080 for Naraka and it was working very well combined with the Intel 13th gen. So if you play in 1080p, you can have a GTX 1080 or more, which is gonna cost you around $300 or $400. I don't know if you can find 1080s now in the market, but if you have something, if you have GTX 1080 for Naraka already, just keep it, just upgrade your CPU. If you want to play in 1440p, then you need to have at least a 2080. If you have a 1080 only for 1440p, it will be a little bit hard to run it at a good frame rate. Now for me, a good frame rate would be 140 FPS on 120 FPS all the time. But yeah, you can have RTX 2080 at around $400 or $500. and they work really good for Naraka. Now, also another component for your PC you may want to have is RAM. 16 GB of RAM is plenty enough for Naraka, but you need to look at the frequency. So, the frequency of the RAM is really important. I would advise you to have something above 3000 MHz, and that is very recent, for example DDR4 or better. Also, you can go into the BIOS menu and enable XMP. This will boost the frequency of your RAM and will help you with in-game performance for Naraka. Moving on, we will have the monitor. Now, the monitor is huge in Naraka. There's a huge difference between 60 Hz and 144 Hz, because at 144 Hz you can do special combos and you can also dodge special attacks more easily. But yeah, in Naraka, I would advise you to have either 144 Hz or better 244 Hz monitor, and you will see it makes a huge difference, as you can see everything faster. Alright guys, this is it for this video. We will make the total of the expenses now, so we will be around $1,700 combined with the RAM. Yeah, so for a good PC it takes some money to buy, but definitely you will be at ease and you will be performing way better with a good frame rate. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you don't know me, I stream almost every day on Twitch, and you can also join my community Discord. I will start doing some events over there maybe, and you can also know when I'm going live. So yeah, I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.